So you're thinking about buying a home and you want to get pre-approved and you want to get the best rate possible. Then you need the best credit score you can get. Hi, my name is Ryan Cook and I'm the broker owner of HomeSmart First Class Realty, and I want to give you a little bit of information about how to maximize your credit score. So what a lot of people don't understand is that most Americans, 90% as a matter of fact, recognize the importance that credit plays in everything they do, but only 39% admit they know what makes up their credit score, and 52% don't know that the most important aspect of your credit score is making payments on time. Now, it has 5 factors that go into your credit score, the biggest of which is your payment history and then and the amount you owe. And then there's also length of credit, new credit inquiries, and other factors, which could be any number of things. But when you think about it, between your payment history and how much you owe, and then any applications or inquiries you make, that's 75% of your credit score. That's crazy. So payment history is huge and how much you owe, and we'll get into that in a second. So 35% is how do you pay your bills. Now most creditors only look at your last 6 months, but when you're going to get a home mortgage, they're looking at your last 12. They want, lenders, when they're lending out a lot of money, they want to cover themselves as much as possible. So they're going to go back 12 months. Even one 30-day late payment can really screw the pooch for you on your credit score. So you want to be really careful about that. Now, I've also dealt with clients who are divorced, and they'll say, well, that's my husband's credit card. Well, if it was a joint account and you have a spouse who's still using that card and not paying it, you're screwed. So you want to be careful about that stuff. Now, balances on credit card is the next highest percentage. And what people don't understand is, what is the limit? Basically, you want to keep whatever your credit limit is, you want to keep it under 30%. Now, there are a couple things you can do. Now, if you have multiple credit cards, say from this example here, I get 2 credit cards, a Visa and a MasterCard, both with a $10,000 credit limit. And the Visa you get $10,000 on, but you have none on your MasterCard. That's bad. You actually want to move 50% of that to the MasterCard. It will actually make your credit score go up. All right. You can also reach out to your lender and see if they'll raise your credit limit. So say you go from $10,000 to $15,000 and you move $5,000 from the Visa down to the MasterCard, now you're under 30%. And now you've made your credit score go up without really having to do anything. Just keep in mind that it could take 45 to 60 days for that to show up in your credit score. Now, when you make a mistake, and we all make them, it's not the end of the world, it affects your score differently depending on what your credit score is. So if you have a fantastic credit score and you make a mistake, they hammer you. But if you have a lower credit score, you don't get the same penalty. So for example, maxed out card, if you are 680 or under, you're going to only drop 10 to 30 points. But if you're 780 or around there, you're going to drop 25 to 45 points, right? Debt settlements, foreclosure, it depends on your credit score. So how much you drop is dependent on your credit score. If you have really good credit, you're going to get hammered when you make a mistake. Credit history and types of credit are also part of the equation. The longer you have a credit card, the more it counts. So I had a credit card that my wife and I obtained in 1998. We had stopped using it. Didn't know the terms that if you didn't use it for 12 months, they would close it. And we got a notice that it had been closed, and my credit score dropped about 80 points. Even though we hadn't used the card in a long time, we'd paid it off regardless. So you want to keep track of that stuff. Before you close anything, you want to consider how long you've had it. Inquiries. So certain inquiries don't impact it. So when you go in to purchase a home and you want to get your utilities, one of the things they do is they're always checking your credit during the purchase process. So even prior to closing, once you sign the purchase and sale, they're going to check your credit a number of times. When the utility company asks for your credit and your social security information to pull credit on you, it doesn't impact you. Okay, so from your employers, utility companies, any current creditors you have. So if you already have a card with, let's just say you got a Citibank card, and they're not going to you're not going to get hit if you already have the account with them and they pull your credit again. All right. And pre-approved cards. This was a good one. I had a client ask me, I keep getting these pre-approved cards in the mail. Don't worry. It doesn't hit your credit. The only reason you're getting those is because some bank had already looked at your credit and said you basically meet their guidelines, and here's a pre-approved card, but you don't get hit for it. All right. Parts of a credit report. There's your credit report summary, credit information, third-party collectors, public records, all in there. If you've never ordered your free credit report, you can get one free annually from annualcreditreport.com, and you can look at that. The sample here is going to have the account number, the account owner, the type of account, how much is owed, if anything's past due, and then there's this chart at the bottom, and it says whether you've been making payments and if they've been on time or late. They'll actually be color-coded, red, yellow, green, or red and green. So red is when you've been late or missed a payment. Green is when you've been on time. All right, and last thing, charge-off. So I had one client who had not paid something. They were getting called by the bank and the bank stopped, and they weren't getting bothered by it anymore, and they thought it just went away. And I had to tell them that no, sadly, that was not the case. That is considered a charge-off. The bank gave up on trying to collect it. They have sold it to a third-party collection agency, and even though you're not getting called on it anymore and you're not getting the bill from the bank anymore, it's a charge-off and you're going to get hammered for it. So keep that in mind. It becomes a collection. When you settle an account or arrange for a payment plan, listen, you can get into all sorts of details about this. In the end, what do banks really care about? They care that you're a responsible adult, period. That's all they care about. Even if you settle something for pennies in the dollar, they don't care. They just want to know that you didn't, do the three monkeys, the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. They don't want you sticking your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la. They want to know you're going to be an adult and deal with it, even if it's pennies in the dollar. They don't care. So be an adult, even if you think you're going to get hammered for it. You're better off dealing with it, and you'll recover more quickly. In the end, regardless of how you choose to handle anything, get a record of it. If you settle an account or you pay something off, get a letter back from that creditor so you can show anybody that you're going to be applying for credit for. And for any additional information, I got all this from the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. You can look that up online. You can look up all sorts of consumer tools, credit report scores, debt collection, anything you need to know, it's all there. It's actually a very, very useful website. So I am Ryan Cook. I'm the broker on HomeSmart First Class Realty. This is just a little bit of information on how you can help yourself get a better interest rate by improving your credit score. Thanks for watching.